Hey bro, stop scrolling right now. Every room you walk in, boom, the air changes, people freeze. Silence gets heavy because your intelligence, yeah, it doesn't just exist, it shakes people. Oh, they whisper behind your back, don't they? He's the only one. She's the only one, the rare one. And you feel it, right? You feel the pressure, the eyes, the weight of being different. But let me tell you this, being different, it's not a weakness. Nah, it's the sharpest weapon you'll ever carry. And listen, don't just watch the first few minutes and bounce. Nah, stay till the end, because the final words, they'll flip your mind upside down and burn into your memory forever. Drop a comment below. Prove you're one of the ones who get it. Hit that subscribe button if you feel the weight of these words, because it's your support that fuels this madness. And to every single one of you watching right now, tribute to you, respect to you. You're not average. You're not one of many. You are the only one. And tonight you'll understand exactly what that means. They don't fear the monster in the dark. They fear the one who walks in daylight, smiling, because his mind is sharper than any blade. That's you, and you don't even realize how much it rattles them. Your intelligence, your gifts, they don't just exist, they strike. They crawl under skin. They linger in the back of their thoughts, long after you've left the room. Oh, they act like it's nothing. They shrug, they laugh, they downplay it, but deep inside, they whisper to themselves, how did he just do that? You see, most people survive by blending in. They camouflage. They hide behind the noise of the crowd. But you? Nah. You're the one who disrupts the pattern. You are the one they can't categorize, can't predict, can't domesticate. And that unsettles them. Because when someone cannot be put in a box, the box itself begins to look fragile. Oh, wow. Do you understand what that means? It means that your very existence is a threat to mediocrity. You walk into the room, and suddenly the room feels too small. Not because of arrogance, not because of ego, but because intelligence, real intelligence, expands space. It challenges air. It makes everything ordinary seem like it's choking on itself. And here's the cruel part. They want to admire you. They want to clap, to cheer, to say, yes, this one is different, this one is rare. But admiration is expensive. To admire you, they'd have to admit their own limitations. And that burns. So instead, they hide behind dismissive looks, cheap words, and shallow smirks. But you can see through all of it. You can feel the tension every time you speak, every time you move, every time you reveal just a fraction of what you're capable of. Because when you unleash even a piece of your gift, the ground shakes. And they know it. Yeah, they know it. That's why you notice those little pauses after you talk, the quiet stares, the sudden change of subject. That's not coincidence. That's panic. Do you know what it's like to be the only one? Not one of many. Not part of the crowd. The only one. It's not glamorous. It's not comfortable. It's pressure. It's eyes fixed on you, waiting for you to fail, praying for cracks to appear, because your shine exposes their shadows. Your clarity reveals their fog. Your precision cuts through their excuses like a knife through paper. And yet, here you are, still walking, still building, still thinking, still being. That's the part that terrifies them the most. You weren't supposed to last. You weren't supposed to keep going. You weren't supposed to keep proving day after day that you are not a fluke. Oh, the irony. They tried to bury you under whispers, under doubt, under lies. But all they did was feed the fire. Every attempt to silence you made your voice sharper. Every attempt to question you made your answers harder. Every attempt to isolate you forced you to strengthen the walls of your own mind until you became unshakable. And now they look at you with that conflicted mix of envy and awe. They want to be you, but they don't want the cost. They want your intelligence without your discipline. They want your gifts without your scars. They want your fire without your smoke. But life doesn't hand out shortcuts. You paid for this mind in silence, in solitude, in struggle. You earned every edge, every ounce of clarity, every strike of brilliance that now makes them whisper, "He's the only one." But here's the question lingering in the shadows. If they can't handle you at this level, what happens when you show them what you've truly been holding back? Restraint is a mask, and masks always crack. You've been holding back. I know it. They know it. Everyone feels it, even if they can't explain why. You walk with a weight that doesn't match your pace. You speak with a sharpness that doesn't match your silence. You're not fully unleashed yet, and that's the terrifying part. Because if you've already blown them away with fragments, what happens when the full force arrives? Most people spend their lives begging to be noticed. But you? Nah, you've been noticed from the start, whether you wanted it or not. And the cruel truth? They weren't ready. They're still not ready. Because intelligence like yours doesn't ask permission. It rewrites the room. It doesn't knock on the door. It is the door. And when you step forward without filters, without hesitation, without that cautious restraint, entire structures will collapse. Oh, wow. They don't even know what collapse feels like yet. They've only tasted tremors. The real quake hasn't come. You've been merciful, keeping the storm contained. But storms grow restless. Lightning doesn't wait forever. Sooner or later, your mind will refuse to shrink for their comfort. And when that day comes, everything they've built on, lies and illusions, will shatter. Yeah, you've noticed it already, haven't you? The way their eyes widen when you let just a little more slip. The way conversations bend when your words strike deeper than they expected. The way silence falls heavy when your presence outweighs their noise. That's not coincidence. That's the world adjusting to a power it doesn't know how to measure. And here's the thing. They'll never say out loud. They depend on your restraint. Your self-control is their safety net. Because if you ever decide to stop holding back, their masks won't just slip, they'll dissolve. Their pretenses, their illusions of competence, their fragile self-images, all of it would crumble in the face of your unfiltered brilliance. Oh, but don't mistake their silence for victory. Don't think their muttered words or hidden envy mean they've won. The opposite is true. Their silence is surrender disguised as skepticism. Their envy is a confession without words. Their resistance? Nothing but a trembling shield, full of cracks, waiting for the final blow. And you, yes, you carry that final blow effortlessly, like a blade hidden in plain sight. Every second you choose restraint, you sharpen it further. Every time you let them underestimate you, you stack the deck in your favor. And when the day arrives, because it will arrive, your strike won't be loud, it won't be chaotic, it will be precise, clean, absolute. Oh, wow. Imagine it. Imagine stepping into that moment without the weight of hesitation, without the leash of caution, without the need to dim your flame for their comfort. Imagine speaking and watching every excuse dissolve. Imagine acting and watching every barrier fall. Imagine finally becoming the version of yourself you've been burying out of politeness. Because the truth is simple. You were never built to fit. You were built to shift, to alter, to disrupt. And once you accept that, once you stop fighting the very thing that makes you different, you'll see that you were never in their world to begin with. You were always creating your own. But here's the real question that lingers like a whisper in the back of your mind. If the world already struggles with the fragments of you, how will it survive when you finally reveal the whole? The truth doesn't knock. It rips the door off its hinges. When the whole of you steps forward, there will be no warning, no drum roll, no staged announcement, just impact, just the collision of who you truly are against the walls of who they thought you were. And the shock. Oh, the shock will be unbearable, because the fragments already left them rattled. The glimpses already bent their certainty. But the full weight of your mind, your gifts, your clarity, that's not something they can absorb. That's something they can only endure if they're strong enough. And most won't be. That's the part you need to understand. Yeah, they pretend they're ready. They posture, they talk, they act like they could handle anything. But you've seen it. When pressure comes, most fold. They fold fast. And when you bring the full force of your intelligence into the open, you won't just outthink them, you'll expose them. That exposure, it's fatal to pretenders. Because once someone has been unmasked by truth, they can never crawl back into disguise. Oh, wow. Can you imagine the silence? Not the usual silence of awkwardness, but the silence of defeat. The silence where their arguments crumble, their certainty dissolves, and their words evaporate into nothing. That's the silence your intelligence creates, not chaos, not noise, but a stillness so sharp it cuts deeper than any shout. They will call it arrogance. They will call it intimidation. They will label it anything but what it truly is, undeniable clarity. That's the weapon you carry. Not fists, not fury, but a precision so exact it leaves no space for lies to breathe. And lies suffocate quickly when exposed to truth. Nah, they don't want that confrontation. They don't want the full force. That's why they cling to fragments. They can dismiss a fragment. They can twist it, belittle it, ignore it. But the whole stands there like a mirror. They can't escape. And every glance into it shows them not your face, but their failure. And that's the paradox, isn't it? They crave the light, but they curse the one who carries it. They want direction, but they spit on the compass. They beg for strength, but they fear the strong. They don't want you to disappear. They want you contained, safe, manageable, dull. But you were never made for dullness. You were built for sharp edges, for piercing insight, for truths that cut through centuries of excuses. So when the whole of you steps forward, it won't be a choice for them, it will be a reckoning, a test. Survival will depend not on their words, but on their ability to adapt to the new standard you bring. Because once truth rises, there is no going back. Once brilliance steps out of the shadows themselves begin to collapse. And here's the whisper that burns beneath it all. If they cannot handle fragments, and they cannot endure the whole, What happens when you go beyond even that, when you become untouchable? Comparison is the last rope they cling to before drowning. That's why they measure you against others. That's why they whisper names beside yours, lining them up like trophies on a shelf. They think if they compare, they can contain. If they can match you to someone else, they can pretend you're not unique, that you're just another piece on the board. But when you outgrow comparison, when you step into a space where no names sit beside yours, that's when the rope snaps. That's when they realize you're no longer even playing the same game. And oh wow, the panic that follows. They try to scramble, try to rebuild the illusion, try to drag you back into their measurements. But it doesn't work anymore. Because once you become unreachable, once your mind ascends to a place beyond their scales, everything they throw at you feels small. Every attempt to pull you down looks desperate. Every criticism bounces off like dust against stone. That's the part that burns them most. Not that you're strong, not that you're intelligent, but that you've built yourself into someone they can't touch. Yeah, they can talk, they can twist, they can sneer, but none of it connects. You've risen beyond the range of their hands, beyond the reach of their noise, and the higher you go, the clearer it becomes. Their weapons were never sharp enough to cut you. Nah, this isn't about arrogance. This isn't about declaring yourself untouchable out of pride. It's about the raw truth of work, discipline, and vision that carved you into something different. While they slept, you sharpened. While they distracted themselves, you focused. While they repeated old patterns, you broke them. And now the gap between you and them isn't just wide, it's unbridgeable. And don't think they don't notice. They notice every second. They feel it every time you walk into a room. They sense it in the way your silence carries more weight than their loudest words. That's what destroys them. Not that you shout, but that you don't have to. Not that you fight, but that you've already won before the fight begins. This is what becoming unreachable looks like. You stop needing validation. You stop waiting for approval. You stop adjusting your fire to match their fragile comfort. You move as if their opinions don't exist, and in that movement you become untouchable. They can't insult what doesn't bend. They can't intimidate what doesn't flinch. They can't drag down what no longer lives on their level. And here's the cruelest twist. The moment you become unreachable, you become unforgettable. They can't touch you, yet they can't ignore you. They can't measure you, yet they can't stop trying. You haunt them. Not because you attack, but because your very existence proves there is another level they will never reach. That's when whispers turn to obsessions. That's when envy becomes fixation. That's when the same people who mocked you can't stop watching you. Because even from a distance, even from below, they can't escape the pull of someone who broke free from the cage they built for everyone else. And you know the truth, don't you? Once you've broken free, once you've stepped into that unreachable space, the only thing left to decide is this. What will you do with the power of being untouchable? Silence is a crown, but shock waves are a weapon. That's the choice you carry now. Do you keep rising in silence, letting the distance between you and them grow until you're nothing more than a shadow on the horizon? Or do you let the world feel the tremor of your steps, the echo of your intelligence, the undeniable weight of your presence? Both are victories. Both leave them gasping, but only one leaves them shaking. Oh wow, imagine it. Imagine walking into a space and not just being noticed, but felt. The way silence bends around you. The way words lose strength before they even reach you. The way the atmosphere shifts, heavy, undeniable, unexplainable. That's not arrogance. That's not performance. That's what happens when someone carries gifts too sharp, too rare, too undeniable to be hidden any longer. Yeah, they'll resist it. They always do. They'll call it intimidation. They'll call it excessive. They'll call it anything except the truth. And the truth is simple. The shock waves of your presence expose every weakness they've tried to bury. When you rise loudly, they can't pretend anymore. The cracks in their armor show. The illusions collapse. The games end. And deep down, they hate you for it. But they respect you even more. Nah, they don't want to admit that respect. They choke on it, swallow it, try to hide it beneath smirks and whispers. But you'll see it in their eyes, the way they shift when you speak, the way they falter when you move, the way they hesitate when your intelligence cuts too close to their excuses. Respect isn't always spoken. It's revealed in fear, in hesitation, in silence that wasn't there before. And here's the part you need to understand. Shock waves aren't just about others. They're about you. Rising in silence keeps you safe. Rising with shock waves forces you to sharpen, to refine, to grow into the very force you've been hiding. Because when you allow the world to feel what you've become, you step into a higher standard. You demand more from yourself, and you deliver it. That's the real danger. Not just that you'll outshine them, but that you'll outgrow yourself again and again, leaving behind even the limits you once thought unbreakable. That's when you stop just being the only one in their eyes. You become the untouchable one, the inevitable one, the one who walks into a room and rewrites the rules without speaking a single word. So the choice isn't silence or shockwaves. The choice is how much of the storm you're willing to release. And once you decide, once you stop dimming, once you stop restraining, once you step fully into what you are, the world won't just notice you. It will never be able to forget you. And there it is, the truth, raw and unchained. You've seen it. You've felt it. Every word cutting, every pause heavy, every line aimed straight at your chest. Because your intelligence, your rare gifts, they're not just noticed, they're unforgettable, they're feared, they're respected. They're the reason people whisper, that's the only one. Oh, let them doubt, let them smirk, let them pretend they don't care. Deep down, they can't stop watching you. They can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop comparing themselves and losing every single time. That's your power. That's your curse. That's your crown. So here's my challenge to you. Don't walk away from this video like it's just another clip. Nah, take it with you. Burn it into your blood. Live it. Prove it. Because the world needs to feel you. And trust me, they won't survive forgetting you. Now drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear how this speech hit you, where it landed, what it sparked inside you. And if this shook your soul, hit that super thanks, because your support, that's what keeps this fire alive, what keeps these speeches coming, what keeps this storm growing. And to every single one of you who stayed till the very end, tribute, respect, honor. You're not watching this by accident. You're here because you are the rare one, the sharp one, the only one. And this world, it will never be ready for you. Boom. You sitting there scrolling, thinking your actions are small? Oh, nah, not today. Your kindness, your patience, your quiet grind is about to explode. You don't even realize it. but the universe is watching, and the impact, insane. Imagine this. You, just being you, living life, helping, giving, saving smiles, easing struggles, unknowingly, unknowingly, saved a billionaire. Oh, they never saw it coming, but you held the power. Silent, unstoppable, untouchable. Yeah, you've been overlooked, ignored, underestimated, dismissed. But the stage is set, the ledger is ready, and the moment, it's about to hit. Like fire. Every small act you thought meaningless is now the reason fortunes survive, empires thrive, and worlds shift. They mock your softness because they cannot see the blade hidden in it. You've moved through life like a shadow, unnoticed, dismissed, and underestimated. Oh, they watch you, scoff at your generosity, whisper behind your back, labeling your quiet gestures as weakness. Yeah, weakness. How convenient it is for them to think that kindness is a currency of the naive. But here's the brutal truth. The smallest, quietest act of goodness has a weight they can never measure. And the universe, oh, it notices. It never forgets. It collects. It waits. Every word you've spoken, every hand you've extended without expectation, every glance of compassion given in silence, it's not lost. Nah, it's waiting, lurking in the folds of fate. Like a predator lying in stillness, it grows stronger with every moment they laugh at you. The world may never see it, they may never acknowledge it, but what they fail to understand is that power is not always loud. Sometimes power breathes quietly, building momentum in the shadows until it explodes. You've probably forgotten the faces you've helped, the small crises you've calmed, the struggles you've eased without anyone noticing. Oh, the irony is delicious. You think you act in vain, yet you've been tilting the scales of destiny with invisible hands. That gesture, the one you thought meaningless, has a ripple effect reaching far beyond your imagination. Far beyond the street corners where you gave hope, the offices where you offered encouragement, the quiet corners where you lent strength to someone too timid to ask. And somewhere in a world removed from your everyday life, one of those ripples is about to become a tidal wave. Yes, you, the quiet observer, the unnoticed helper, the silent warrior of integrity. You are about to see the result of your patience, your discipline, your unwavering adherence to what is right, even when no one else cared. They never knew, they never saw, they never thanked. But that doesn't matter. The universe keeps a ledger, and it is meticulous. It does not forgive mistakes, but it rewards consistency. And your kindness, your selfless, patient, unnoticed kindness, has unknowingly saved a life that the world labels untouchable, a man who controls fortunes, power, empires. Oh, the irony again. You might be thinking, how could I, so ordinary, have such impact? Yeah, it's precisely because you were ordinary that your actions were extraordinary. You acted without expectation. You gave without demand. You lifted without seeking glory. And in doing so, you became indispensable. The billionaire, the mogul, the untouchable, survived, flourished, and thrived because of you. Not because you chased it, not because you wanted it, but because you were true. And now, the stage is set. The ledger is ready to balance. The silent power you nurtured is about to reveal itself. The unseen force you built with every small act is about to knock on the door of the world's most untouchable life. Are you ready to see the invisible become undeniable? No one notices the quiet hands until the consequences arrive. Oh, the irony is thicker than the walls they hide behind. You thought your actions were invisible? You thought your kindness vanished into the void? Nah, the ledger never forgets. Every small gesture, every moment you spared from judgment or impatience, every unrecorded act of integrity, it accumulates, it waits, it watches. And now the accumulation is ready to strike with precision. Every time you gave without demand, every time you spoke the truth when deception surrounded you, every time you shielded someone from disaster without taking credit, it was a deposit in a bank that only the universe manages. Wow, isn't it delicious how life doesn't need witnesses to reward the patient? The world may laugh at your humility, but the ledger counts in silence, and it always balances. Always. You don't see it. You can't see the billionaire, whose empire teeters on decisions you unknowingly influenced. You don't know the chain reaction you set off when you offered advice to someone seemingly insignificant, when you showed patience where chaos reigned, when you extended trust where no one dared. Yeah, that tiny spark of action dismissed by the world as trivial has kept an entire empire alive. Think about that. Just think. Patience has a currency. Integrity has a weight. And your subtle actions, unseen, have amassed a force so powerful it cannot be ignored. Nah. It cannot be ignored. Every seemingly meaningless choice you made has brought you to this precise moment. And it's funny, isn't it? The man you unknowingly saved will never know the depths of your sacrifice, the magnitude of your influence. Not yet. But the impact is there. Oh, it hums in the air, vibrating beneath the surface, waiting for the right instant to reveal itself. Imagine the scene: chaos, threatening to dismantle an empire. Decisions hang by threads, fortunes poised on failure. And behind the curtain, a quiet influence, your influence, shaping outcomes that no one can trace, no one can explain. Oh wow. Isn't it insane that the world's richest, most powerful figures owe their survival to actions they'll never see? Yet here you are, unrecognized but indispensable, invisible but eternal in effect. The ledger doesn't forgive negligence. It doesn't reward laziness. It honors consistency, patience, and moral courage. And you've been perfect in its eyes. Every unnoticed act, every silent effort, every selfless intervention, it has prepared a stage for the inevitable. Recognition so overwhelming, so precise, it will shatter their assumptions about the world and your place in it. Yeah, it's coming. And it won't wait for applause. So now, as you breathe in the quiet calm of unacknowledged effort, understand this. What you see as invisibility is power. What you see as insignificance is influence. What you believe is forgetfulness is preparation. The billionaire, the mogul, the untouchable will realize one day with a shock that rattles their bones that you are the reason they endure, the reason they thrive. And when they find you, when the invisible becomes undeniable, will you recognize your own power? The truth doesn't knock politely. It crashes through the walls you thought protected you. Oh, can you feel it? That shiver running up your spine? That electricity in the air that whispers something is about to shift? Yeah, this is it. The moment when invisibility gives way to inevitability. When the quiet deeds you buried beneath everyday life erupt into recognition so intense it cannot be ignored. This isn't luck. This isn't chance. This is the result of relentless patience, of choices made in the shadows, of integrity practiced when no one watched. Don't let anyone tell you that unseen efforts are wasted. They're not. They are the backbone of every empire, every victory, every survival story. And somewhere across an unseen distance, the billionaire, the untouchable, the one the world assumes unstoppable, has reached a precipice. Decisions hang in the balance. Chaos claws at the edges, and the solution lies in your quiet, disciplined influence. Oh wow. Isn't it wild that one ordinary person could hold the key to a life no one dares touch? He doesn't know you. He cannot see the small moments, the tiny nudges, the words or gestures that prevented disaster. Yet every choice he makes, every move that keeps him on top, every breath of relief is because of you. And the realization will hit him like a storm. One day, it will. One day, the empire he built, the life he's so careful to control, will reveal a fracture he never anticipated. The fracture is gratitude, recognition, shock, and at the center of it, standing quietly, invisible but undeniable, is you. Imagine the scene. Yeah. A man surrounded by wealth, by influence, by countless advisors and analysts, suddenly realizing that the foundation of his survival was not strategy, not calculation, but an act of kindness he never witnessed. Oh, the impact of that moment will ripple through his world. Panic, awe, disbelief, all colliding, and you, calm, composed, unchanged, will watch as the invisible threads you wove finally hold the weight of the world. It's intoxicating, isn't it? To know that everything the world values, money, power, control, could bend to your quiet, patient acts. The irony is delicious. The universe has a way of honoring consistency, moral courage, and unyielding integrity. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for applause. But when the awakening comes, it will be undeniable. The billionaire, the mogul, the untouchable will feel it in the marrow of his bones, and the realization will not be gentle. It will strike, and it will change everything. And you will stand at the center of that storm, not because you demanded it, not because you sought it, but because you lived it. Every unnoticed effort, every quiet intervention, every act of patience, it has led to this crescendo. And the world will see you, not yet fully, but enough to understand that your power was never measured by recognition, only by results. When the invisible becomes undeniable, will you bend under the weight, or will you rise even taller? Even the strongest fortress can crumble from the quietest breach. Oh, feel that tension in the air vibrating like electricity before the storm strikes. The invisible is no longer hidden. The acts you thought meaningless are now pulling the world's attention like a magnet. Yeah, recognition isn't gentle. It doesn't tiptoe. It hits. It rattles every expectation, shatters every assumption, and you are the epicenter. Don't underestimate what's coming. The billionaire, the one whose life and empire teetered on decisions you quietly influenced, is about to see the invisible thread that held it all together. Every small act you performed, every word of guidance, every gesture unnoticed, is about to transform into undeniable power. And he will realize nothing he built, nothing he accumulated, would exist without that subtle, silent force. Wow, isn't it astonishing how the world misjudges patience and integrity until they become unstoppable? The surge of acknowledgement will be overwhelming. Titles, privileges, influence, all will be offered to you. They will attempt to measure your value with gold, with applause, with the recognition the world holds sacred. But here's the truth. Your power has never been measured by what others can see. Your influence has always existed in the quiet, in the unseen, in the moments when the world didn't notice. That is why it cannot be contained, cannot be limited, cannot be stolen. Oh, can you imagine the shock? The man, untouchable in his routines, powerful in every room, suddenly discovering that his survival and triumph hinged on your silent, patient courage? The irony is delicious. His empire, his plans, his fortune, all tethered to the choices of someone he never considered significant. And you stand, unchanged, calm, untethered by expectation, because you always acted from principle, never reward. Yeah, the real weight comes now. Recognition is not just about acknowledgement. It's about testing your response. Will you bend under the glittering pressure, or will you rise higher, untouched, proving that true influence comes from patience, integrity, and selfless courage? The stakes are higher than money, higher than privilege. This is about legacy, about proving that quiet consistency can outlast chaos, outlast greed, outlast every claim the world makes about power. And it will come. The billionaire will look at you, he will measure you, he will try to offer you control, wealth, or access, thinking he can repay what he barely comprehends. But you will see that the reward is not in what he offers. The reward is in knowing that your influence is untouchable, that your patience has reshaped reality, that your quiet acts have determined the course of a life and a world. Wow. Don't blink. Don't underestimate the moment. The ripple you created will hit with the force of a storm. And when he finally grasps the truth, when the invisible thread is revealed, you will understand that recognition is only a shadow of what you already hold, unyielding, unstoppable, undeniable power. And as the world bends to acknowledge the unseen, what will you do with the influence you never sought but have always earned? History remembers the loud, but it immortalizes the silent. Oh, feel it now. That pulse in your chest? That moment when the invisible finally asserts itself? The world will bend its head, stare, whisper, and still, it won't fully grasp what you've done. Nah, they never truly will. They see only fragments, flashes, pieces of the storm you've quietly commanded. But you know. You've always known. Every unacknowledged act, every patient gesture, every choice to do what's right without applause, it has built something untouchable. Yeah, the billionaire, the mogul, the untouchable, will finally realize that their empire, their wealth, their life itself is a consequence of your quiet integrity. The moment of recognition will hit like fire, shock, awe, disbelief. He will scramble to understand how someone so unassuming shaped the course of a life and a fortune. And the answer is simple. You didn't seek power. You didn't chase influence. You acted from principle. You acted from patience. You acted because it was right, not because it was profitable. Oh wow. The elegance of that truth is a weapon sharper than any sword. Every ripple you created in silence has become a wave. every small act of selfless courage, every gentle nudge, every whisper of support has converged to this instant. And now the recognition is not the point. No, the point is the proof. Influence exists where integrity resides. Power grows in patience. Impact rises from quiet courage. Money, titles and fame are temporary. Your legacy, the one you've been shaping in shadows, is permanent, unstoppable, undeniable. You will see it in his eyes. The realization that the survival of an empire, the triumph over chaos, rested in your hands, and the world watching will murmur. They will wonder how someone so unnoticed could hold such force, and you will smile, quietly, calmly, because you've always known the truth. The unseen is stronger than the visible, the patient stronger than the impulsive, the silent stronger than the loud. Oh, the universe has a strange sense of balance. It doesn't reward greed. It doesn't exalt deception. It elevates those who act with consistency, integrity, and courage when no one is watching. And you have been perfect in that rhythm. You have been the invisible architect of survival, the quiet hand steering the course of a life no one thought depended on anyone else. Yeah? Now, as recognition arrives, as the invisible becomes undeniable, the question remains, what will you do with this power, this proof, this inevitable acknowledgement? Will you bend beneath its weight? Will you let it corrupt? Or will you rise, unshaken, as the embodiment of what you've always been, untouchable, patient, disciplined, and fundamentally unstoppable? The answer will define the echo of your influence for every life your actions have touched. Oh, wow. Take a deep breath. Look at what you've achieved without seeking it. The billionaire survives, the empire thrives, and the world will whisper your name in awe, even if it cannot comprehend you fully. You don't need it to understand your own worth. Your worth has always been visible to the ledger of reality, even when no one else noticed. Your kindness has changed the course of a life. Your patience has reshaped the world. And now, the legacy of your unseen virtue will speak louder than any fortune, any throne, any crown. And there it is. Yeah, the truth you didn't even know you held. Your kindness, your patience, your quiet power just changed a life. Oh, wow. Can you feel it? The impact? Unstoppable, undeniable, untouchable. Remember this? It's not about being seen. It's about being consistent, being real, being unshaken. And today, the universe noticed you. Yeah, you, the silent hero, the one who never asked for glory, just did what was right. And the results? Monumental. So, shout it loud, leave a comment, drop that super thanks, pay tribute to yourself and the invisible efforts you've carried, because the world may not always see, but we see you. Don't stop now. Keep that energy, keep that power, and keep showing the world that kindness is the ultimate weapon. This is your legacy, your moment, your unstoppable force. Remember it, live it, own it, because your kindness is about to pay off big time.